Like, do we actually have to decide something here, or... You know what? I'm sorry, I'm going with a furry. One of the snow piles started trembling, like a volcano before it erupts. Oh god. Give me your heart! Fight back! All your heart is in my bag! She giggled so enthusiastically that it forced me to smile. We'd better hurry before my parents start looking for me. Parents, don't be so boring. Let's play for a bit. You're always bored at home anyway. I needed to catch up to Elisa, to tackle and subdue her. I moved using Julka's barracks as a guide, since she was following her owner closely. Oh! Well, you fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. The dog's ears perked up, and she started carefully moving closer. Don't run. Yeah, come here. I got something for you. What a bitch! Well, you've asked for this. Teacher saved you at school, but here... You're fucked. That's right. Pray that you find your dead body come spring, eh? Oh, Jesus Christ. Those toddlers are dark. If only you stayed silent. Wouldn't have lost a hair. What do you mean stay silent? He didn't even do anything. I mean, sure, he punched Semyon, but that was in self-defense. Hitting Fatso is one thing. They're fucking around with stuff like Afghan, where my dad spent time under fire on international duty in fucking some city, I guess. A desert region in the southern provinces of Helmand and Nimruz in Afghanistan. Okay, plane of death. Well, that sure sounds dramatic. Give him a good pounding, Sioma. The delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Branches were swaying back and forth, as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies. What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. If I don't kick the bucket, of course. They aren't gonna kill him, right? Like, I mean, sure, like, it's one thing to beat someone up, and it's another thing to fucking kill them. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness around us writhe again, as if someone was walking through it back and forth. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack. Roma's? What? Give me your shit, Antoshka. Oh, I forgot his name for a second. It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and put the blade to my neck. Hey, easy, buddy. I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Ramka pulled with all his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands. Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my backpack. Are you hiding something from us? Some rat stole my school shoes. Let's see if it was you. And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. I don't even know what we have in our backpack. Do we have anything to hide? Doesn't seem like it. So, what do we have here? My text and notebooks fell into the snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like... a bunny mask? What? A mask. Rama lifted it high, as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Oh, we're finally getting to the bunny part. Long, worn-out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Semyon left. It's way past New Year's, moron. Or are you really a loony? It's not mine. How come it's not? It was in your backpack. Romka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on his face. You know what? Put it on. Why? Because I'm telling you to. You'll hop like a bunny for us. Yeah, come on. Or we'll leave you pantless, huh? Anything but this. What if someone from our class will pass by? I feel like jumping through the snow with a bunny mask is better than getting killed. Just a thought. I won't. Syoma, put it on him. Piesha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help. As if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. I mean, to be fair, where did Alice go? Or whatever her name was. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was like charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away. They'll catch me. And then...
Только учти, Сёма.
Let me warn you, Syoma.
Если он скакать не станет,
if you won't hop, you'll take his place. Got it? This piece of shit won't. Just look at him. He's a total loony. I mean, I can't really disagree with him. Anton is kind of weird. Just a little bit. This loony had already smacked you in the face. Romka's right. Come on, Fatso. Assert your fucking dominance. Only make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. Wow, what a bunch of good friends. He must indeed be scared of Romka. Semyon swore silently and glared at me. Here, it'll fit better this way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. I thought he was gonna stuff snow into it for a second. His spit looked like a squashed spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Semyon was still close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth. Put it on, fast, or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet, despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on. If only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, the ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Semyon and his friends will be gone. Forever. What's going on with you, Anton? What are you talking about? You know what? Let's put on the mask. Like, just do it. I kind of want to see what happens. I reached out. My hand wasn't shaking anymore. Semyon handed me the mask and let out an evil laugh. I mean, to be fair, we can just, like, clean it up a little. I don't think that would be that big of a deal. The fur felt warm to the touch, just like I expected. How did you expect that? It's a mask. I don't think it should be warm. I got goosebumps. Electricity flowed through my spine. This is it. My salvation. A voice whispered to me from the well of my subconscious. Just put it on, and nobody will hurt you. The forest froze, gazing at me with cracks in the bark. I acted slowly. I took off my glasses, got rid of the nasty spit on the papier-mâché. There was movement inside of the bunny face, as if something was trying to break out, and I needed to help it. I lifted up the mask and started moving it towards my flaming cheeks, just like in that movie with Jim Carrey. This mask had power. This mask had strength. Carton touched my skin. It enveloped my skull, my nose took the shape of my face. It smelled like an animal lair and pine. My lips touched some sort of hard, wavy material. My armor. Strangely enough, through the slits of the old carnival mask, I was able to see as good as through my glasses. A trio of boys frozen in the clearing. Snowflakes frozen in the air, the trees whose shadows formed black streams toward me, and a weird silhouette in the early twilight behind the windfall. In all that silence, Simeon nervously whispered, "Hey guys, what's up with him?" I broadened my shoulders. My muscles felt like they were made of steel. Invisible plumes of fog flew toward me, breaking off the trees. I was absorbing the forest's power with every pore of my body. I smiled underneath the mask. No, I showed my teeth. My fists were itching. My stomach was growling. Let's go! He's turning. You asked for this. I made a step forward. Semyon carefully stepped toward me as if he was walking on thin ice. A trail from my dreams snaked in front of me again. Endless, alluring, it was beckoning me away from all the problems to the new, wonderful world. The world of Magic Neverland. I pulled on the zipper, opened my coat and threw it into the snow with a fast motion. Then I growled. I felt like something was frantically looking for the exit underneath my skin. I went towards Semyon. He's turning! Are we a were-bunny or something? That would be so cool. Fuck. Turning. Man, I was feeling so badass. I do a fucking R word. Man, come on. I thought something actually cool was gonna happen. The clearing blew up in hysteric laughter. Biesha was clutching his stomach. Rama smirked, shaking his head. And Semyon, who was laughing the most out of the tree, spat on Snuckled and waved his fist like a club. You're such a moron, Tasha. The fist collided with my mask. The fur didn't dampen the blow at all. There was no power, no magic smoke coming from the pines. I flew toward the bushes and landed on my butt. My vision, no longer bolstered by adrenaline, returned to normal. Is that? I don't think that's how adrenaline works, but oh well. No, that was something. I thought he'd get on all fours and tear us to bits. Like a carrot. Like a carrot? What? Oh, did you see that? Did ya? Does this count as him hopping? This was even better. I sobbed. Oh no, poor Anton. Like, as much as I like to make fun of him, I still feel kind of bad for him. The mask had one advantage. If I cried now, nobody would see my tears. What a loony. You belong in a loony house. For animals. Semyon put his knee into the snow pile and ripped the glasses out of my numbed fingers. Give me my glasses back! I won't make it home! Bullshit! Haven't you heard that bunnies have a good sense of smell? So don't worry, just use it! Hippity hop, hippity hop! Semyon shoved the trophy into his pocket and flashed me a toothy grin. Besides, bunnies don't wear glasses. A scram, R-word. I stood up, still wobbly. The trees became blurry dark wall. 3 bright silhouettes were wobbling around me. There were black spots on them, their eye sockets and mouths, but it looked to me like there was more of them than it should be. I turned to the forest. Samian's boot came to my rescue, kicking me in the butt and quickening my shameful retreat. But what about all the stuff? What about all the school things? Hippity hop, hippity hop. I threw the mask into a ravine out of spite. And then zigzagged through the firebreak, alone in a giant, snow-laden world. The trunks around me bent in all directions. Their treetops disappeared into the darkness above me. The sky was pushing me down. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were completely dry by now. Only sadness and longing were left. A desire to bury myself under the snow, or leave for the Neverland, joining Vova and Senya. I didn't care where to go, just somewhere far away from here. Somewhere very far away. Oh no, poor Anton.
Так, я не поняла.
Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them? Well, How can you be so careless? Do you think I own a money printing press? You're right, you'll be wearing your old glasses until next year. Olya rushed to me. I saw a fox! Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flub my lips in reply. A cup shattered into many little pieces with a loud thang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Wait, what? What happened? Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First there was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this? Do they all have problems with like schizophrenia or something? Or what's going on here? But it's true! She was so fluffy! Wait, he's talking about Alice, right? She stood on her back legs, near the hedge, just like a person. The fox called my name, but then Mom came and she fled. Then I'm wondering what the owl is. Maybe the owl has something to do with the weird guy we saw at the school that we didn't click on? There was no fox. Stop making things up. Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made of cloth. What's wrong, Tosha? Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated. Well, look, fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined my Elisa, not Alice. I mean, I guess it's similar. Liberated, carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hands. It wasn't a real fox. Tell him, Olya. She stood on two legs and she wore a dress. And she was real. See? Mom showed us a tired smile, as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap, right before it dissolves completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered, "If you see her again, run." I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth. Washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad. Please. I was doing my homework on a Friday evening, like usual. I had already finished the hot pot. There was only my art homework left, my favorite subject. Is there anything else we can do besides draw? Just clicking on stuff, because sometimes I miss stuff and I don't really like that. Alright, let's draw. I needed to draw some sort of magic beast. Aw, a triceratops. I wanted to draw a dino at first, but my brush reached toward the orange paint all by itself. Oh god, that looks like a creepy fox. One stroke after another, the picture of a fox started slowly forming on a piece of paper. She was almost popping out of the snow-white sheet. She stood on her back legs and wore a sly smile. God, I still love the artwork in this. My brush moved again, drawing a fluffy tail. A moment later, it dropped out of my weak hand. After I finished my drawing, I spent a while studying it in surprise, as if I couldn't understand where this red beast came from. To be fair, that's a really good fox drawing. The longer I looked, the scarier her smile felt. Carnivorous, fake, like the smiles of women from adult magazines that were sold in press kiosks back in the city. An alluring smile that masked deep-seated malice. And the fox's eyes turned out red as if bloodshot. They looked more like bullet holes you see in action movies. I don't remember drawing them this way. I moved away from the table and the lamp's light reflected from the wet paint. The drawing was glossy. It felt like the fox was watching me. Waiting.
Антон!
Jesus Christ, are you okay, Dad? Anton!
Ты что, оглох?
Are you deaf? I was just
Тебя
thinking.
спрашиваю, ты сестру не
I'll ask you
видел?
again. Have you seen your sister?
Опять она где-то прячется.
Olya didn't disappear, did she? She's hiding somewhere again. Something moved under my bed and I froze. Olya's dirty face peeked out with a finger pressed to her lips. As if the dad couldn't hear that.
Оля, я тебя вижу.
Olya, I can see you.
Вылезай, ты же в
Get out of
комиссии.
there. You're covered in dust. Olya crawled from under the bed and started dusting off her stockings, looking down.
Пойдем, Оль.
Let's go.
Я тебе сказку почитаю.
I'll read you a fairy tale.
Посижу с тобой, пока не
Keep you
уснешь.
company until you fall asleep. I want to sleep with you, not in that room. It's... Mom entered the room.
Что, опять сова?
What, the owl again?
А кто ж еще?
What do you think?
Она не придет больше.
Olya, it won't come
Я
anymore.
ее прогнал.
I chased it away. Olya shook her head in defiance.
Прогнал.
You didn't!
Она придет.
And it will come!
Она сказала, что будет
It said that it'll come every night!
О, так она у тебя
Oh, it
говорящая.
talks now. Olya ignored the question and then asked with newfound determination.
Можно я с вами посплю?
Can I sleep with you?
Можно?
Please?
Самый последний раз.
This will be the last time.
Ты же говорила, что последний раз был вчера.
Didn't you say that yesterday was the last time?
Ольга, ты уже большая.
Olya, you're already a big girl.
Пусть у меня ложится.
Why don't you let her sleep in my room? I thought it was a great idea, but Olya shook her head again.
Нет, у тебя
No, I don't want your room. It watches you too. Oh, that's nice. That's nice to know. I felt goosebumps all over my body.
Хватит. Нет
Enough.
никакой совы.
There's no owl.
Спишь у себя,
You're
ясно?
sleeping in your own room tonight, okay?
Ну, пожалуйста, мам.
Mom, please. I mean... Oh man, I feel so bad for poor Olya.
Пожалуйста.
Please. Mom took Olya's hand and tried to lead her out of my room.
Пойдем, милая. Не мешай брату.
Let's go, sweetie. Don't bother your brother. Olya clutched the bed's head with a free hand.
Пожалуйста.
Please, please, please. I mean, to be fair, I feel like letting her sleep in my room is still better than, like, you know, her sleeping in her own room. Like, if she has the choice, she would probably still want to be in my room, even if the monster's still there. At least you wouldn't be alone that way.
Не хочу к ней.
I don't want you to go to it. Mom was tugging Olya toward herself, but she didn't budge. Only the bed's head squeaked in agony. Dad intervened by picking Olya up and carrying her out of the room, despite her desperate protests and pleas.
Не надо.
No!
Не надо.
Don't take me to it! It's going to watch me again. I've listened to them struggling to make my little sister go to bed for a while. Honestly, if I was Anton, I would probably just, like, go to her room and spend the night at her room. Like, if she had to sleep in her room, then, like, at least I would try and keep her company.
Не хочу туда.
In the end, my parents gave up and let Olya sleep with them. Well, I guess that's resolved then. But it was surely the last time. Ever. When everybody settled down, I was lying in my room, thinking about Olya's words. It's watching you too. I felt uncomfortable. I barely managed to calm down, only after closing the curtains in my room shut. But as soon as I closed my eyes, memories of my day started jumping around in front of me. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here. The faces of dead classical writers on their portraits. The prim and regal pose of a homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around that corner was her daughter Katya, a snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me. Hey, transfer student! Transfer student! What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swaying, while hiding her hands behind her back, and then asked me with a fake smile on her face, Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth about this to Polina, but Katya here will sell it on the market for 3 kopekas. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Vova's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart. It's all because of my parents. I mean, technically you wouldn't have to tell her anything, would you? You could just, like, walk away. Dad has a new job here, and my mom... But Katya didn't even listen to me, just rushed toward the pricked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling. Yeah, right. He takes us all for fools. I've heard it's all because of his father. He crossed the road of some big shot and now the family is hiding in our remote little village. What? That's not true. You're lying. Oh, and did you hear how he ate the babarin out of the blue? What kind of freak must you be to start bullying your classmates from day one? Stop! You knew he started it. And if that wasn't enough, there are rumors that he's hanging out with delinquents from Ronka Pietifan's gang. Be careful with your bags, girls. I wouldn't be surprised if things started disappearing from our wardrobe. And we'll know who's to blame. Petrov and his friends. Yes. Shut up! Look at him scream, as if something bit him. His pupils, look at how wide they are. I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again. I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right? How would she even know that? I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she was able to find out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility of a horrifying truth hiding among her chatter. Yes, that's right. He's as insane as his little sister. Can you imagine that she says a human-sized doll visits her every night? Yes, that's right. But not a single healthy person has seen it. And this simpleton believes her. Can you imagine that? And I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd. Is that true, Anton? Are you really unwell? Polina, please listen to me. Yeah, right. Don't listen to this liar, Polinochka. You don't even know that he cheated on you with someone not from our school. She isn't even our girlfriend. We literally talked to her once. With Alisa. He is not your boyfriend. And even if he was, like, can't you have friends? Polina slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach, and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. come on. I mean, I know this is a dream. Okay, I know this is probably not really happening, but still, come on. It's kind of ridiculous. Why her, Anton? Why? I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya. Get your paws off her, you monster! Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip lift creep up, showing my teeth. The fact that your father beats your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya. He went nuts! Nuts! Help! Help! Petrov and completely insane! Wait, isn't my name Anton? At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder. It started whistling and roaring. And growing. Well, shit! Oh, God! The slender silhouettes of students became larger, wider. They shot upward toward the ceiling, turned into a giant black forest chock full of toothy faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell. So, you've finally shown your animal nature. Coward! Oh, God, Jesus Christ! Katya's face was twisted by jubilation and ecstasy. Anton! Why her? No! What makes her better than me? Almost everything, to be fair. Polina screamed while choking on her tears. He is just an animal. An outsider. A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them. Anton! Anton! Please! Wake up! Ooh, animation sequence! I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. Apparently I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olia's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear. Anton! Please! Wake up! Wake up! It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olia's voice was distant. My head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase. The owl! The owl! Please! I'm scared! Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Olya wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a second, Olya. Want me to read Muzhilka for you? What's that? Soviet and Russian Monthly. Alright, just a magazine. Give me... I placed my bare heels on the cold floor. Felt around for my glasses. Remembered Semyon, his underhanded act inside. Wait, don't you still have your old glasses? Anton, please, please. Look, why is she even standing behind my curtains? She couldn't tear her eyes off the window, as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch with my hand. The lamp poured a bright light all over me. Got up from bed. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer, only to push it farther the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I hesitated, but still stepped forward. Oh boy! Let's see, what kind of monster do we have in our room tonight? Olya.
Что там?
What's there? Right. 3, 2, 1.
Что-то случилось?
What happened?
Ты хочешь, чтобы я открыл шторы?
Do you just want me to open the curtains?
Нет, не надо!
Oh, please don't! The owl is there! The voice was coming from behind. Wait, behind? Isn't there a wall behind you? I turned around and froze in terror. Alright. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway. Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulders. Her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer. I was talking to you. To someone who pretended to be you. The ledge outside my windows creaked ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. And the thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, rose to scary heights under the light of a carnivorous moon. Anton, please, come closer. Come here! The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding behind my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house. Those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window. It came to get us! Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lighted the whole room and went out, like a candle on the strong wind. The filament inside the bulb snapped with a ringing sound. Well, was nice having you, Anton. Shit happens. I guess you'll die. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all the angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through, painting everything, the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olya started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. Ooh, that's so cool! And then an eye, burning with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. No, it wasn't trying to break the window, it was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging above the abyss. The pit and the pendulum? Go away! Shoo! Leave us be! She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arm like a pair of pincers. Anton! Anton! Come closer! I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot. Tell her, Anton! Tell her that I won't be a bad girl anymore! Never ever! Were you ever? I just wanted to leave! Please! The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped toward the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest. Olya was standing behind me, mumbling, "I'll be good, I'll be good." The bleak window was creeping closer. Curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from my parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the ledge among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones that Semyon took from me. How did they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did that owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard, at the foreboding clearing, at the tree forest. Not a soul. Not even a hint of our late guest. Only the old lamppost napping like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulating tape and the stipes of glued newspapers. I barely managed to open the window. Frost stung you with its little needles. The paintings on my walls moved from the draft. In German, we call that Lüften. No, sorry. I touched my glasses, sure they would melt in my hands. But they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Semyon and his gang just pulled a prank on me, that's it. That's it. But why would they go out in the middle of the night, right, in the scary forest, just to, like, give you your glasses back? Like, a smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house, to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. But there were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness, full of restless writhing.
Вы почему не спите?
Why aren't you in bed? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out the window.
Совсем сдурели?
Are you out of your mind?
Жарко, что ли?
Did it feel hot in
Не
here?
болели давно?
Do you want to catch a cold?
Там сова была.
The owl was here. Tasha chased it away.
А ну-ка марш спать к себе
Go
в
to your
комнату.
room immediately and get in your bed.
А с тобой?
And you. Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Oya by the shoulder, and left, throwing gloomy words my way.
Завтра поговорим.
We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressed in the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a death mask. Just like on that boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. And it wasn't Vova. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Semyon. I'm wondering if the crew has anything to do with it. Balerin's photo was printed out and placed under the glass like an exhibition piece. Wait! Alright. I have to process this for a second. Oh, this was so cool. I am very glad to have played the second episode of this as well. I really hope that the third episode is gonna come out soon, because I am super excited to find out what happened to Semyon and what happened to everyone else. And I'm just asking myself, are we just schizophrenic? Like, do we just have, like, mental problems and that's what all of this is about? Or is there actually something scary going on here? I mean, it seems like some sort of curse, but I'm not entirely sure. Some people in the comments have been telling me that this is based on a real Russian folk tale, as far as I know. I don't want to read it right now because I don't want to spoil myself, but am really excited to check it out later after the game is done and compare it to the game. But right now, I'm just really excited for episode 3 to come out. I hope you guys are gonna join me for it as well once it comes out. And yeah, I hope you guys had fun with the last episode of Tiny Bunny episode 2, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.